Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bronx Community Board 7's General Board Meeting. Today's date is September 24, 2024. My name is Carla Cabrera Carrera. I am the district manager. I would like to first thank our sister Anunciara Bedell Senior Center for hosting our meeting tonight. I know Patricia is in her room, so let's clap with her. Hopefully she can hear it. I will begin the meeting by reading our code of conduct. Bronx Community Board 7 has the right to remove a board member or member of the public from a meeting for engaging in inappropriate conduct, including but not limited to obscene, threatening, or harassing language, slander, threats of violence, personal attacks of any kind, or offensive inflammatory comments on the basis of ethnicity, race, age, religion, gender, sexual orientation, and/or disability. Members of the public who engage in any other behavior that reasonably impedes the orderly administration of the meeting while at a board meeting shall be removed from the board meeting at the discretion of the chair or a chair designee. I will now begin the public hearing. I will first like to give everyone an update. There was a gas main that ruptured at 375 Bedford Park Boulevard on Sunday morning. And as of today at 5:25, Con Edison has said that the service has been restored to all customers. So that was very quick work that they did even though. So I will begin the public hearing by calling on everyone who signed up to speak. I will first like to call on Jane Addison Amoya.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jane Addison Amoya. That's the manager for the Montreal branch. Together with two executive officers. Here this evening to inform you about the grants that we have. There's a lot of all have flyers out there. Special program, yeah. It's all time for we are with this program and our OPEC and English and the guide. We expect members to be informed and come to this program. This is a program that was started for what then the process on Thursday at 11 a.m. This is a special group. We want to make sure that this program is well attended so that we can have some. Thank you so much.
Jane, do you have the time of the event? Thank you. Next, we have Eric Urquiza.
My name is Harry. When the community coordinator at West Bronx Housing, we brought up the issue about heat places in our previous meetings. We had over 30,000 in communities since last year. The community board recommended the highest in Bronx and the second highest of all community boards in the city. However, as we proposed before, there is a solution. The city has eight as a program. We think this program should be expanded to the Bronx, especially within the CB7. And have this be brought to force. We are asking our elected officials to come together, devise a plan or a solution for the Bronx. We are weeks away from winter and it's only going to get colder outside. We suggest lining up for the East Central Coalition later. We also ask for HPD code enforcement to do an outreach to our organization. We can work together with the city and help our Bronx community. We are the first point of contact with the parents, yet we have not from HPD code enforcement. Possibly they can establish a direct email from this to West Bronx Housing, or we can efficiently communicate. While HRA has done a better job communicating with us directly, email to help our constituents. There has been difficult with keeping track of their documents. We dealt with protocols. Well, as my colleagues personally experienced, submitted requests, documents for HRA to say that they never received it and close the case. The only option is to reapply, which can take 30 to 45 days, or appeal. And in most cases, the appeal process is longer than simply reapply. As well, HRA hold times can be up to 4 hours long. And sometimes after that lengthy hold, a line will disconnect. Personally, I have experienced being on hold for hours just to be hung up on before connected to someone. HRA is extremely important to the efficiency of the Bronx. Not being able to get through to them or losing documents is not okay. Lastly, we also help people who are in housing court, and not most Bronx Senates are going to court with no legal representation. The Bronx was one of the first boroughs to implement legal representation to its community in civil cases. Now that right is withheld and denied. Mission is preventive mission to our Bronx community. This job is extremely hard with our community being given their legal right to pass. We like an all hands on approach as we work together to make the Bronx a healthy community. We are located at 220 East 4th Street between Grand Campus and Manhattan. Our phone number is 718-798-0929. And we are open Monday to Friday from 9 to 5 appointment.
You have a question here.
So you're saying that the Bronx is not getting the right to counsel? If they're
Not enough.
not enough,
Yeah.
is that
So. Right, is it healthy for when I'm so annoyed? So the second.
representation is needed?
Thank you, Eric. Next, I'll call on Chad Royer. You have a mic on that side.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll get it.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chad Wade. I just found out yesterday, this is something that we lost one of our residents who actually served in Pennsylvania as a former senator and a former council member. He was also my neighbor. Israel Ruiz. Most of the artists in there. I ran into him. She broke the news. I just started. He hadn't been doing well. I've been keeping up. He said some nice things. That's one of his last words. And I just wanted to let the general public know. Some of you, I can tell, she worked with him before or knew him. We won't put him in them. We did the same context, on the same board. I just want to work with the on the ground. You lost the way you used to. Many residents, hopefully something will work. Wish. I hear anything. Just want to check.
Thank you, Chad. Madam Chair, that concludes the public hearing.
Good evening, everyone. You can all hear me, right?
Yes.
I think I could speak louder enough for everybody. Good evening, everyone. We are going to go through our agenda and we are going to move forward in page number 2. And we're going to move on with the district manager's updates.
Right. I will give you a couple of updates. You can also find my updates on page 17. This summer, the community board tabled at many community events throughout the district, and we collected an additional 121 email addresses from community residents. And this brings our distribution list to 1,140 recipients. Since January 1st, 2024 to September 19th, 2024, we have solved 523 cases On average, we worked on 3 per day. Our top agencies are Department of Sanitation, the Police Department, Department of Transportation, Housing Preservation and Development, Department of Transportation, Department of Environmental Protection, Department of Parks, Department of Building. We also refer cases to our elected officials and community-based organizations, as well as other community boards. I would like to give a warm welcome, and as I call your name, if you can please stand up and remain standing. Jasmine Lavaskin. These are our new board members. Johanna Jackson.
Could you stand?
Yeah. Khadija Kolia. Stephen Bogart Lebeau. He is not here. Mark Lardy. Ayla Owusu. Esme Saturlo. And Yuleika Ventura. Welcome to your official general board meeting. I know a lot of you have been attended committee meetings. I thank you for your service and your commitment to your community. And we continue to work with the mayor's office to continue to prioritize different areas in our district to get a neighborhood support team. I saw Elena here somewhere, so I'm sure you may hear a little bit from the project from her. And those are all of my updates for now.
Thank you, Carla. To our new board members, welcome. Welcome to Community Board 7. We are one of the boards in the Bronx that a lot of people like to follow. We set the tone sometimes. But with that being said, also, I would like to give all of you a round of applause to all the board members and the public for allowing CB7 to continue to be who we are. And I applaud each and every one of you for the work that you do, for volunteering, for making yourself available. This is not easy. It's your time. You could be home, you could be doing 20 million other things, but you choose to be here for a little bit with us and make sure that you give a little bit back to your community. So thank you, thank you, thank you. With that being said, this is our new season, like I like to call it. And we prepare ourselves with the capital and expense budget. I've spoken to all the committee chairs, and I know there's been talks about that. We hope to get that done timely. It's a daunting task. I can't express how much time and effort we put into getting that done. And this is our wish list. For those of you who don't know what the capital and expense budget is, it's our wish list for things in our community. And yes, there are things that are on there that may be there for years and years and years, but we can never give up, because at some point, somebody's going to read it, somebody's going to listen, somebody's going to understand what we've been asking for and want. So that's where we leave off. We will have a meeting with all the chairs to kind of piece it together. And then at the next general board next month, we will have a complete vote. So please pay attention to your emails from Carla. If you need to give feedback, please do so. If you see something that appeals to you in the packet, if you want to discuss it with your committee, if you don't want to discuss it with your committee and you want to send it to us to look at, you're more than welcome to do so. Carla, Stephen, and Christiana are an amazing team together with myself. Carla and I communicate every single day. And we can put it together and communicate and get things done and listen to what your feedback is. We're always here to help. Always remember that we're available, I'm available by cell phone, by email, Carla at the office with the team. So if you have any questions, if you have any feedback you want to give back, we're here to help, okay? Moving on.
Madam Chair, can I just-
Yes.
I just want to know, no idea that you have about improving our community is too crazy or too small or too whatever. If you have an idea, share it. You know, let us know what you think will improve our community. And, you know, let it think out of the box if you have to. If you have to tailor it somewhat, that's okay, but let's go for it, we want everybody to be part of the process.
We welcome, like Betty said, any ideas, any suggestions, bring it on. We will take it on and we will tweak it to the best that we can so that we can make that happen for our district. Because we are all here because we want to give back. We want to give a little piece back to where we are, where we either grew up in, go to school, work, all of those things. It's always good to give a little bit back. So thank you. Okay, moving on. We're gonna move on to our attendance. Helene?
Think I need the microphone. Evening, can everyone hear me? Yeah. Right. Larry Sakasa,
Present.
Asha Andrews. Eddie Arthur, Eddie Arthur present. Byron Arias,
Jahira Arias present.
Yolanda Chowdhury,
Present.
Jasmine Patterson. Molly Ford. Tyler Everson. Present. Myron Jackson. Grant. Green. Leslie Harrison. Now she's here. Okay. You should call it.
Yeah.
Am I pronouncing the name right? Edgar Leon. Stephen Bogart Legault. Rosalie Leslie. Jesus Wolf Attention. Marcus McCarthy. Caleb. Marion Carol Felice. Diana Pena. We have to get you to sign in. Andrew Ramos. And L. Robinson. And Robert everyone. Karen. Steve Saddle. If you just get you to sign. Amadou Salina. Barbara Stronda.
Present.
Gwen Thomas Speed. Julissa Ventura. Did I pronounce your name right? What is that? Julie. Elaine Walker Santiago. Jay Wilson. Bernard Wright. We have a forum. Thank you.
Thank you, Helene. Moving on, we're moving on to the review of previous month's minutes, and that is on your packet. That is pages 8 through 16. Okay, I'll give it a few minutes. Say once again, the minutes are on page 8 through 16. We issue, yes, Barbara.
I move to accept the minutes as presented.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Barbara. Betty, you're seconding it?
Yes.
Okay, Helene, minutes.
Driver seats and.
Oh,
roll for.
Yes. John,
John, we need to.
bring the attendance.
We need to. Okay, but we need to go roll call.
Okay, for the record, there is no corrections, no changes to the minutes. People. Oh,
Very recent call.
Proves.
Tasha Andrews. Eddie Larson, moving motion. Thank you. Yahira Arias,
Approves.
Dr. Chowdhury. Kim Robinson. Molly Torley. Sandra Erickson.
Approves.
Johanna Jackson. Alfred Grant. Lee Harrison. And Harmon down here. Keisha Collier. Angelina. Rosalie Leslie. Abstain. And Bruce to be noted. Thank you. Jesus Lopez Henson. Thank you. Marcus McCarty. Taylor Owusu. Not here yet, okay. Marion Parapolice. Yeah. And Parapolice, are you still here?
Oh, she's not here.
Christine, I thought we had that. Okay. Stay. No. Diana Pena. Thank you. And Jeray Moses. Okay. Janelle Robinson. Yeah. Edward Rowan. Yeah. Chad Royer. Exactly. Sarah. Yeah. Barbara Strong. Approve. Gwen Thomas Steve. Two. Julissa Ventura. Here. Online Walker Santiago. Jake Wilson. And I'm right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Helene. Moving on to the agenda, we're moving to motions. We have one motion on the table, and that is on page number 22. And as a reminder, on motions you can approve. You can say yes, no, or abstain. Those are your choices. Again, yes, no, or abstain are your choices in voting on a motion. Nina's not here, so. Okay. Jean is not here. She is our Chair of Budget and Personnel, so I will be presenting the motion. On page 22, we have a motion in reference to attendance violations. And it is as follows. The recommendation is to send an attendance violation letter to board members Jean Hill, Taina Peña, Merillén Parafeliz, Jake Helene Wilson, Leslie Harrison, Rosalie Leslie, Gwen Thomas Steed, because they have been found to have violated the board's attendance requirements from January 2024 to June 2024. The rationale, attendance records reflect a violation of the attendance requirement. Absences as a percentage are as follows. Jean Hill, 23%, Taina Peña, 44%, Merillén Parafeliz, 50%, Jake Helene Wilson, 50%, Leslie Harrison, 55%, Rosalie Leslie, 67%, Gwen Thomas Steed, 72%. Okay, so due to our bylaws, there is a amount of committees that you must attend together with the general board. If you cannot make it to any of these meetings, you have to let us know so that we can reflect your attendance and a small reason why. We don't need a detail, just let us know so that we can reflect it on our records for our inventory and reporting to the Bronx BP's office. Okay, so that comes to, I open it to, do I have someone to second the motion? Okay, motion Barbara. Okay. Any discussion?
I think we just want, I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Have a procedure like that. I was told by the borough president to go each individual. I have to vote in on, I mean, I don't know what it is and
Oh,
get around that, but
Kenny, you're here. Can you give us some insight?
yes. Oh, of course, the board has. It is not specifically taken, the chair has the discretion of either putting them in one vote or separating them. You have all of you. Many, each person has versus how many excuse that this person. We don't have.
We don't have excuse
None
absence.
of them are excused.
No, we don't have excuse absences at CB7.
That's it. By law, it's different. So, I would say that you can go individually, but then you would have to run the risk. Sentimentality. So something those also, I know Board 6 recently did it where they did one vote. Saying that one member not attending the meeting, didn't have a phone, he is disabled. Her disability was worse. And the borough president didn't feel that's right to just have her take. Especially in my own work. And you remember on this list was shared. Just got made it so you have functionality in your work. Well, you know, my patient is just a subject, you have a lot. It's one where done.
Yeah. Just to clarify also, this is a motion to send everyone a warning letter to say, yes, no, at CB7, we generally, well, I've been here for 2 years and no one has ever passed a motion to remove someone from the board. This is just a warning letter that everyone gets just to gather their commitment. Are you still committed to CB7? Or maybe your scheduling, your personal schedule has changed and you no longer can make the meetings. So now it's a time of reflection for you as a board member to say, do I have the time to attend meetings? Because when you don't attend meetings, you hurt quorum. So the committees are unable to have meetings and make decisions. And then every time a motion passes through our system, quorum has to be met. So because of that, it's always a good reminder that you get a warning letter saying you're in violation. What's your commitment to CB7 moving forward? This is it. We're moving on, right? You get this letter, moving on from now. You committed to attending more meetings. And that has been the same. Yes, other community boards, yeah.
So
Mm.
very.
Yeah.
Just said it now. Seriously, like, you would just follow, that question, swinging for a hand, was parliament for himself. Shared 2 sessions, just the questions and the breath of. Maybe your hand under D. Part research and like. Very qualified. Thank you.
Okay, so being said, again, our bylaws are structure. So I recommend that if you need to a refresher or you don't have it or you're missing the link, let us know. Send us an email, send the team an email. We'll send it back to you. If you want it a copy in the mail, we'll mail it out to you. However we can get it to you so that you can refresh yourself with the bylaws. Just let us know and we will get them to you. Granted, we have revised our bylaws. We just did it about a year ago. It is intensive. We go back and forth with this all the time. This is one little section in our bylaws that we constantly hammer at, and it's never easy. So we came up with the structure that we have. So this is just a motion for a warning letter because we have to do our inventory. Like I said, we do have to report to the Bronx BP's office as to how CB7 is functioning in reference to committee meetings and quorums and motions. All of these things that you see us doing get reflected and reported back to the BP's office, as Kenny knows. So with that being said, any questions?
Yes.
I can proudly say that CB7's website is completely up to date. We worked very hard on that. So, yes. Okay, any other questions?
Yeah.
Dinah? Sure, we can do that. I mean, this is just a warning that you can email back and say, hey, it was work, we're not asking you to go in detail, but just give us a little synopsis, a little why, so that if we do get audited, if things have to be filtered through to the BP's office, to the city, or legal counsel, however, we have proof that we did receive something from you and that it was documented. Okay? So with that being said, any other questions? Oh, yes.
Yeah. I remember we were at a meeting one time and we discussed the that one more. They
There-
mentioned that there was an issue with attendance, not so much that, but then sometimes it's hard to get out due to things still going on. Was that ever discussed? at this
Well,
meeting?
the fact of the matter is the open meetings law comes from the governor's discretion. And this board did not have a hybrid option, unfortunately, due to our circumstances where our office is, technology, things that have to be taken around. So we do not have that option. Unfortunately, as of today, we're still at in person. We do not have a hybrid. Yeah. We were trying to, we did reach out to elected officials to try to see if they can push something, but the governor made her stance and here we are. Trust me, nothing will make me happier than to have my committee meetings on Zoom. We had so much fun and we had so much participation. It was great. I would love to have that again, but it's not up to me, it's up to the powers that be in government. Okay, any other questions, discussions, suggestions? Okay, moving on to a vote.
Are they Lisa Costa? And then Tasha Andrews, Betty Arthur approves. You know how to approve it.
Approves.
Marshall Chow.
Approve.
Andrew. Going forward. Yeah. And Leslie Harrison. You wish to be noted? Item down to your food. Asia Collier. Andrew Leosa. Or Leslie. Jason Gilbertson. Marcus Lombardi. Carol Oguzu. And Marion Parafaliz. Diana Pena. You wish to be noted. And Guerrero too. You know. Reduce shower now. Edward Stronger. Gwen Thomas Steve. Enrique Ventura. Eduardo Walker Santiago. Nick Wilson. All right. Thanks, guys. Motion.
Thank you, Helene. Okay. Sorry? Total?
Twenty, yes. And five.
Yeah. 20 yeses and 5 abstentions.
Okay, moving on, we're gonna move on to committee reports. And I'm gonna start with environment and sanitation, Betty.
It's on this.
This one.
Yeah, out here, here. It's on. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Environmental sanitation committee met on September 3rd. I'm just gonna go quickly, very quickly, the 2 points that I want to, make the note of. We're going to be having, we met on beginning with our budget, future and what was happening, having discussed it last year. One of the main things that people continue to have issues with is going to dirty sidewalks, and we're going to try to continue to look at that in the future. But very two important issues that are coming up that are going to affect everyone for the most part. That's called curbside composting and containerization of your trash. This, the first one is relevant to everyone. Whether you're in a house or an apartment building, you can start composting. You're gonna start collecting the compost. That means your food waste, your food scraps can be collected. And in your building, you have within an apartment building, and your superintendent and your management has set up a brown bin. That brown bin will be collected on recycling day. We collect, if you live in a residential building, either, anywhere from 0 to 9 units, you can also, get a small brown bin and begin to put your compost there. It isn't convenient, it sounds inconvenient that if you're in an apartment, you're starting to collect your food waste and putting it someplace, and then having to take it down to your garbage bin and putting it there. A lot of people have concerns about the smell of food that is accumulated in a trash bin of some sort. But I want to really raise the point of how important it is that we start to do this kind of work. It's like the recycling of our cartons and cans and metal. We need to do something about our environment, and when food waste goes into the landfill, it gives off a gas, methane. And that methane is what is damaging and hurting our environment. You gotta think about all of you who have grandchildren, children, nephews, nieces, the future. We need to try to see if we can fix what we have for damage we have done to us. We go little small steps to take to help clean up our environment. However it is, I'd like you to all consider it. If you have a home, please get a brown bin and begin to collect your food waste. It also helps you deal with rats that comes looking for food, the brown bag. But you can at least put the food waste in a different container. Let them pick it up, and they'll pick it up, just like today. That's a small step. The other is the containerization. Residential units are 1 to 9 units, which are usually 1 and 2 family homes, and maybe 9 unit apartment buildings. But going to be required, beginning November 12th, you have to containerize your garbage. No longer can you put out the garbage in black. It has to be in a container that is closed. You can use whatever container you have at this point. anything below 55 gallons. And then sorry, this thing have died. I guess you can hear me. And then when, in 2 years, you're going to be required to have a very specific type of container, because hopefully the city will begin to retrofit the garbage cans. It has a bar in the back, and the ones that are sold by the Department of Sanitation, it'll have a claw that will lift the container and dump the garbage into their trucks. That's still 2 years away, but for now, you can use whatever container you have. So, if you have any questions, you can buy containers from the Department of Sanitation, or you use the ones that you get from wherever, as long as it has a lid. Everything has to go into that bin. If you have a party and you have extra bags, you can't leave a black bag. You're gonna have to have another container to put the additional garbage in. This is to help to cut down on rats going into the food. For apartment buildings, they're still working out how they're going to, how our apartment buildings are gonna be able to put out some type of a container outside to collect the garbage. So our apartment buildings right now have a period where they can still put out their black bags. So for homes, 1 and 2 family homes, and small apartment buildings. So yeah, you need to sort out, for your recyclables, you still need to sort out. This container is only for garbage or trash. You still put out your recyclables in clear bags or blue bags. That's separate. You don't have to containerize the recyclables. This is only for the garbage, what I'm gonna call trash, which may include food waste. But if you are going to take that step and put your food waste in a brown bin, that won't be in there, okay? If you have any questions, DSNY, I will, we'll put in our notes that you can get this information. You can get a brown bin for free, by the way. If you want a brown bin, you can request one from the Department of Sanitation. They will send you a brown bin for free. The garbage cans you have to purchase, or buy the ones from Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever you want to purchase your garbage cans. And so thank you so much, and I hope that you all take that step of helping to clear up our planet for everyone in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Betty. Moving on, the next committee budget personnel, as you can see, we had the motion on the floor. Budget will be meeting again October 7th to discuss what next in budget, and we'll report back. Moving on, traffic and transportation, Edgar. Sorry, put you on the spot.
We had our meeting on September 5th. It was a good meeting. NYPD usually shows up, TD 11 for the Transit Bureau. They came and reported, they said crime's down in our division, what covers the 52nd precinct. There is some problems on the transit system with violence, but it has stayed away from our area. We only had two cases of stolen property, and one of them may not have even happened in the 5-2 precinct, but they reported it as the 5-2 because that was when they realized something was missing. Next month's meeting will be on Wednesday, I believe it's the 3rd, instead of the Thursday, due to Rosh Hashanah. Out of respect to that, we're gonna hold the meeting the Wednesday, the day before, so that those that have to observe something that on Thursday. DMV changed a lot of the parking rates in the municipal parking lots. We have TV7 has one on 190th in Jerome. We have one on Gun Hill in Jerome. Those are both municipal lots. Those rates will be going up starting in 2025. Not part of our district. The one on Bronxdale Avenue is now going to become a paid lot. It's a free lot as it used to be. That's changed for a lot of people. If you go out in that area, by White Angel and Bronxdale, that parking lot is no longer a free parking lot, just so you know. Anybody has charging stations? Yeah, they both have charging stations within the parking lots, specific charging station parking spots.
There's also a few throughout the district, one by Lincoln College, one by Gun Hill, where if you have to charge your car overnight, you have the ability to do that.
Do they charge? Do they charge? I mean, do they?
Yes.
You
Yeah,
have to pay?
yes, they charge you.
Okay.
Basically, there's supposed to be only if you're charging your car, you can park in those spots. So to park there and charge your cars overnight. Like I said, one by Lincoln College, one by Gun Hill. There's like 3 or 4 that they've installed so far, one in CD7. Also, anyone have any suggestions or anything that they would like to see in our budget, our budget proposal? Have to do traffic and transportation, either like, call it over to board. We've had a couple of suggestions, cleaning up on the MTA on the buses. We have, that, so that has to be done now, middle of October. We can present it in the beginning of November. Or try to, if you have any suggestions or any ideas that are related to traffic and transportation, bring it to our attention. We have certain things that we've always asked for, like, traffic safety officers on Porter Road. There's certain places where it's almost treacherous for people to try to cross the street. If you ask for money, we can, so that traffic people have a budget to get more across the streets. That's fine.
Okay, thank you, Edgar. Any questions?
So, like you mentioned, municipal parking on, that we had Jeremiah, there is no municipal parking on the, even to the general. There is no municipal park
Where?
on Duncan and Jeremiah.
Yes, there is.
Yes, yes,
From there.
yes, there is. It's a municipal parking lot. It's a
Just
parking
more-
lot.
Just,
That it used to be, but, NTV took it over, so there is no municipal parking.
no, they only took 20 spots. The
No,
facilities,
they don't have it.
yeah, well, they told us they were only gonna take 20 spots.
No,
Right,
they took it from like 2 years, I think, one or more than 2 years, yes. So there are no municipal parking, they don't have it.
Okay, so this is something we can ask,
Yes.
DOT, and we'll report back. Okay? I know municipal parking is a point of contention in our district. It's been like that for quite a while, so we're gonna move on. We'll get that information, and thank you for bringing it, and we'll follow up with DOT together with Edgar. Moving on, education, Leuris?
Yes, we did not meet quorum. We should try again. November. Yes, we're meeting by month this year.
Okay, thank you, Leuris. Okay, housing, I chair housing. We had a very detailed discussion on the budget, the capital expense and budget for housing, in our packet. It's very intense. I did a very intense detailed report of 11 pages that Carla almost wanted to kill me on. It's in the report. We do have a lot of housing issues in our district that's brought up by West Bronx Housing. These issues do become part of our community, so we're asking everyone again, if you have any ideas that you want to present from the packet that we exchange out to you via email, let us know, and we'll continue to add that on, because that is very important. We have a lot of construction going on in our district. We have a lot of buildings going up, all kinds of buildings, from shelters to sliver house to sliver buildings to market rate buildings, parking, no parking. We have a lot of stuff going on. So if your neighborhood has something relating to housing that you want to bring to our attention, let us know. We will cover it. We'll ask one of the agencies to come out and talk to us, because now it's an ask. Before, they used to come to every meeting. Now we have to ask if there's something specific. After COVID, this is the new way of asking agencies to come out. So if you have anything specific, please let us know, and we will make sure that at our next meeting, we try to get a representative of that agency to answer any questions or concerns. Okay, moving on. Parks, Barbara?
We didn't have a quorum at the start of the meeting, but we did as the meeting went on. We did not have any representatives from the Parks Department, but we did have a lot of complaints about the condition of the parks this summer. As a committee, we have to work on coming up with some ideas as far as litter removal. I know in the past, Parks has always said they don't like to put out too many waste paper baskets because A, they get stolen, B, people put their household garbage in these baskets. Same vein, if there are no baskets and a lot of people use our parks, we're still gonna see the litter on the ground then. So, as a committee, we have to work on ways of, improving this for the future. We also need more signage. We have, a multi-ethnic community. Not everybody understands English, so we're going to work talks too to get these signs in different languages. And, I'll keep you posted because I feel the committee needs to work on this for next spring and summer.
Thank you.
Barbara, I have a question.
Oh.
Barbara,
Betty has a question.
Park still deals with street trees, right? That those issues come up
With what?
street trees. Street
Yes,
trees.
yes,
So
definitely.
I'm gonna send you some information of someone in the neighborhood concreted a tree pit with the tree in it. I had mentioned it to him when he was doing it the other day, and he said he wasn't going to. When you concrete the tree and you harm the bark, you know, basically almost killing the tree. He did a beautiful job, beautiful pavers, but it comes almost up to the, you know, the tree pit was actually made, it was enlarged, as many of them were. And then he goes and he concretes the whole thing on the two sides. So I'll send the information to you and to Carla to see how we could get that addressed. I will, you know, he's gonna have to remove them, and so.
Thank you.
It's on hold, on hold.
Okay, moving on, public safety, did not meet. Health and Human Services, did not meet as well. Chad, veterans,
Yes, so, good evening, everyone. So we were not able to hold a meeting, but to have a public meeting on October 16th. Advancing into November, we're entertaining the thought of having November 9th for my annual flagging event at the Bronx Victory Memorial. Missing that date, once we get the green light, push it. And just a reminder, the following the next year, which is 2025, we have 100 years of standing of that monument. So,
okay, that ends all the committee reports, and in your packet is the actual minutes for each committee, for you to keep abreast of what's been happening in those committees when they meet. Moving along, we're gonna move on to our elected officials, and I'm gonna start with the list. Is anyone here from Congressman Espaillat's office? Anyone here from Congressman Richie Torres's office? Anyone here from the mayor's office? Here. Here.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I hope everyone enjoyed their summer. For all of the new members, congratulations. My name is Alina Dow. I am one of the Bronx Borough Directors for the Mayor's Community Affairs. We're split in half. I cover Community Board 7, the part of the Bronx, and my partner covers 1 through 6. In our office, we have borough directors for every single borough. I just wanted to share with them so they didn't know. So, I'm sure everybody, there's so much going on in the news. I just want to let you know, I am not the one that you're going to ask those questions to. But if you have any questions regarding any of the stuff that's happening in your community. So, the mayor's really excited. Operation Padlock has been a success. He's always asking us to continue, if we see something, say something. That has been the reason why today, most recently, $10 million worth of illegal products was seized just in Queens. That didn't include the Bronx, but that is because we have actually been working together. So please continue. If you see something, say something. It doesn't necessarily, as soon as you make the 311 call, it doesn't necessarily get closed down because there is an investigation process. But believe me, they are working really hard night and day to capture the people that are providing illegal stuff in our communities that are, you know, causing people to pass and get sick. In addition to that, there has been a rollout of seizing the ghost cars and the e-scooters. I do want you guys to be patient because if you're a driver, it is causing traffic. So over the weekends, the bridges were closed down. And it just so you know that they did seize a lot of scooters and ghost cars. But that's one of the only ways that they were able to do it. Strategy is to go in when they know that people are coming and going. Most of the time it is during rush hour. But I know we're tired of those ghost cars. We're tired of those scooters. The mayor did make a reference that, he was in the Bronx yesterday, and he did make a reference that those scooters are like gremlins. You remember when they used to drop the water on them? So you get rid of one of them and then they just multiply? That is sort of like what's happening with these scooters. So again, please just continue to make the complaints, let us know, especially if you see some like clustered in a park. For some weird reason, like they like to go to parks and they like to go to different restaurants. So if you do see something, again, say something. And, the rat czar, that's another thing that the mayor is super excited about. He hates rats, I hate rats, I'm sure everyone here hates rats. The rat czar has actually started to roll out in Canada. One of the things that they're doing is working with DSNY. We realize that there's more rats because they eat the food that is in the bags. So I know everyone might not be happy with the containers, but this actual system has worked abroad, and that's what we're trying to implement it here. So, if you have any questions about that, you can contact myself. We do have an amazing district manager. I wanted to let you know, she did mention, the NST, which is the Neighborhood Safety Team, and what's happening, that was brought on by the council's local law. And we have right now street on top of street. I think out of all of the NFCs we ever received, we have the most addresses from Community Board 7. So much that my first deputy was like, oh my God, we have to like go over this line by line. So we are really working really hard to address some of them. Some of them are basic quality of life. Some of them are really bigger things, like drugs on an entire block. Where it's people can't even go into their homes. So I do want you to be aware that this is taking place. And we're just really hoping that all of the agencies, this part right now, when the agencies are coming together and they sort of going over what are the complaints, then what are able to happen in those areas. So we will continue to keep you guys updated on all that. And I always say, I know that there's a lot of complaints with HPD or HRA. So what happened now is the agency yourself, if you contact me about an HPD, the client themselves, because of confidentiality, they need to contact us. So we can't discuss anybody's case, we can't discuss anybody's house with anyone. They have to be the one to sign the release themselves for us to share the information with them directly. So I did just want to share that. And Carla knows I always say, I tell it to the bid, and I've even talking to the Veterans Affairs, if you are going through anything, you can add me to the email, and I really work diligently to make sure that the agencies are aware that that you sent the message, and that to please make sure that you're, getting a follow-up. If you email me, this is the other thing that's happening, we are going through a lot of spam. So if you email me from like a Gmail or a Yahoo or even an AOL, it's being sent over to spam. So if you don't get a message back from me, please just sort of bump it or text me and say, hey, Lena, I sent you an email with this email address, and then I'll go and I'll check it. That's about it. I don't know if anyone has any questions. Yes, David's first.
Yeah, the question I wanted to ask is, so in my neighborhood, we have a lot of, pop-up like food vendors, like on the street. Is we complain to about that, especially when we start talking about prices.
Yeah, so food vendors are the same situation. So I would say that you still want to follow protocol. Protocol is first calling 311. So usually I know that you might not notice that we do have people that come out and make them move or compensate their stuff, but there are a lot of them are really bold. They come right back. So I would just continue to say, call 311, follow up with your DM, and then I'll give you my contact information, share that with me, and we'll put that on that's another thing that's rolling out where but that's a double-edged sword, right? Because we have some people that are complaining about the vendors, and then we have some people that are complaining that they want the vendors there. So, there's it's a tricky situation that we're dealing with, but if they're not following the law and they don't have any vendors licensed, they are being asked to leave. If they don't comply, then sometimes their stuff is being removed and, and they're asked not to come back. That doesn't necessarily mean that they don't. So please, again, continue to keep up on safe.
Any other?
Hi, Jen.
Chad?
the Radicat, to my knowledge, is it English or is there another set of languages that the Radicat can roll out?
So Rad Academy actually right now is also available in Spanish. So they do, yes, they have one that's in Spanish. I know that they're working on other languages, but we have a program that if anyone needs translation in any language, you can contact me and I actually can have everything translated.
Yeah, because the reason I mentioned, like talking to some folks who live in the neighborhoods, if their super is Albanian or Spanish speaking, they're not gonna necessarily understand what I'm saying, so I'm just wondering if there's a way to get them the translated version of the invite to Radical.
Yeah, so like I said, the city has a program that anybody that needs translation from any language, I'm able to dial in and get them translated. As far as the Rad Academy right now, I know it's in English and I know it's in Spanish, but if there's somebody that's really interested, especially whenever Albanian superintendents, please let them reach out to me and I will make sure that they get the information translated. Any other questions? Oh, my phone number, if anyone wants to contact me, my number is area code 914-446-8393. And my email is abowe@cityhall.nyc.gov. But I'm not leaving, I'm gonna be here till the end of the meeting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Lena. Thank you. I'm moving on because he made me a quick little signal there. Bronx Borough President's Office, Kenny Agosto.
The municipal parking, so it's what happened. But it's for people that are getting monthly flats. So people are not able to go in anymore in daily orders or, the time, because they did shut that off. And I believe that part, municipal parking soon is actually gonna be under renovation because it does work.
Okay. Thank you, Alina. Okay. Kenny?
Wemba. So, happy Labor Day, happy Western Union Day, parade in the Bronx. The Bronx Borough President, first and foremost, paid a visit to attend a funeral, the child that fell out of the window. She's urging everyone to please keep safe. It's illegal to not have your window guards off. Call 311, load up with our call to our offices to make sure that the window guards are on. The Bronx Borough President attended the mayor's town hall meeting, which was very successful. With my partner in service, Ms. Dow. The borough president spoke about housing, fire safety, the access to the different services that we need. HRA, all access, we need to get more affordable housing. It's very important that you access the NewYorkCity.gov and follow it up with us as well. 311 is your friend. You cannot do anything in this town without following up with 311, calling them, and I do what I do. I call at PM at the night. The second shift doesn't have the same value that we have here. So you can talk to them and then document the number, give it to us. The Bronx Borough President had an event today, an Asian Heritage Festival with the lighting of the lanterns. That was today at Borough Hall. We will be having in conjunction with the LGBTQIA task force, yourself. Number 2, the mini ball registered prizes live performance. Do not have to be LGBTQIA plus to be part of this. DJ Angel Juicy Couture at Thunder Juicy Couture. It's going to be from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. on September the 28th at New Garrett Plaza by Yankee Stadium, the house that we built. The borough president will be hosting Italian Heritage Month celebration. That's Wednesday, October the 16th. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Ship Family Great Hall in Bronx Zoo, 2300 Southern Boulevard. Please contact Cecilia Hernandez at 718-590-3500. And also is the number for our constituent services office
at 851 Royal Hall. That office number is room 123. My number is 347-213-0375. My email is K as in Kenny, G as in G, Agosto, AGO, S as in Sam, T as in Tom, O, at Bronx, right now, DP, NYC.gov, the longest email I've ever. And we are working very diligently with maternal health. You know that we're the number one in aspects. We're working on the Diva Talk, the Diva Spa, against making strides against domestic violence. We will be having earlier than usual, tour of the Bronx is here again, so bring your bikes, come and cheer, boost our Bronx nights. It's gonna be the 30th anniversary. You just gotta go to www.ilovethebronx.com. It's being sponsored by a whole host of people. And it's gonna be earlier this year, because every year it always went against the breast cancer. As you know, the breast cancer walk is borough specific, so in order, to not to have bigger participation in the strides against breast cancer walk, we decided to take it earlier, so our president and first council got together and did that. So again, I'll be here with Leah. I think we got the 4-9, but I don't know what's up, so we'll see what we're gonna do. And finally, I just want to again thank the district manager, our chair, for just a breath of fresh air with these budget consultations. And you really had to see them in action. We were just privileged to see that. They're really working hard for you in this, and I'm just so happy to be working in government to see it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Shana Silva.
Remember, to the window part,
Yes.
right? Oh, fortunately, my friend, she lost her child because they installed an air conditioner, so of course they removed the window parts. Hoover never completely taped off the air conditioner, so between the air conditioner and the window was a soft layer. And now, I know recently it also happened again in Harlem. Are they looking for any way to fix or alleviate that problem?
I'm gonna look into it, but I also know, maybe Sandra could help me with that, 'cause she's the person in this world that does good stuff, and she's a good actor in her organization. But I believe that there's a way to secure the air conditioning unit in which that it would not be movable. It would not, and then I know the soft accordion thing on the sides. But I mean, I don't know, I don't want to put you on the spot, but there is a way to secure it.
Need air conditioning. You have to tell them that there's a way where the air conditioner is in, so that the window can't up any farther, and we make provision, so the child will allow those,
Yes. It was a big window, small air conditioner.
yes.
There was enough room, plus she was 20 years old. So enough space for pull out.
Oh, that's the big number.
So but definitely, I'm gonna definitely,
AC out, then they can't take it out, it's one where it's so that we can take it out, make sure the cars.
so I'm gonna definitely look, thank you so much, Sandra. And also, I didn't, the last update, we had a major explosion in Bedford Park at this community board. And the borough president was working in Sunday between church and all the other things he had to do. Thankfully, it wasn't as, in terms of loss of life, it's that nature. But we just have to also be mindful, it's an odorless color, I think they put an artificial color so you can smell something to go, but then you have to alert people. People were alerted this time, but you have to look when you go home, you leave for work, check that your gas stoves are checked. If you hear something, don't wait, don't make a phone call inside, get everybody out, go to the street and make your phone call. Because a spark could explode everything. So, we're very mindful. Again, Community Board 7, to have that happen here in a place that we've had experiences with fires, destruction. We're very hard and sickened, but the president is very on target and making sure that these things are mitigated and that we can prevention. Again, prevention is the key, and being alert and hear something, say something, that's.
Just want to add one thing, ever as a building manager, it is sending out notices to check gas valves in every building. You can't say, no, you can't do it because $500 a month. Allow them in to check gas. They are being murdered.
And as you know, the borough president has been doing fire safety, and they have a combination. You can get a combination, smoke alarm, carbon monoxide detector. And you don't need a battery, you need to change the battery, it's a lifetime, boom, it's there. So just that, okay. Those are the required.
Okay, we will continue to follow up. Thank you, Kenny.
Hey, Betty.
Oh, Betty,
Quick
yeah.
fact, going back to the window guards, on these new buildings that are going up, I mean, Son, you could answer, maybe you can answer the question, are they required to put them in when there's a child, or can they put them in?
The window guards by law, if you have a child 6 years and 10 years
10 years.
and under, you are required by law to have those, and the landlord is required to put those things in.
And all the windows that they have,
I believe, except the fire escape.
and on any floor, doesn't matter what floor.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter what floor. I grew up in New York City housing, and I lived above the 7th floor, so I can tell you, it was required then.
And
Okay,
your
well-
landlord usually sends a yearly survey
Mhm.
to ask if you need window guards, also if you need knobs to protect the stove.
Oh,
And so
really?
those are, to see it, respond. You can even respond online. So you don't have to respond by paper and then bring it to the mail. You can respond online, just do the QR code and
Just
Okay.
when you get
Yeah.
any tenant that doesn't respond, we're required to report them to the.
Okay, with this being said, because this is it starts to become a bigger conversation, and we still have some agencies back here and elected officials
Okay,
still
yeah.
waiting. Anything with relating to this topic, send us an email. What we can do is have housing, have someone from the Department of Buildings come in, maybe even, the fire department, FDNY, HPD come in and give us a little bit more insight as to concerns relating to window guards, so that way we're all informed. How's that?
Thank you.
Okay, that works? Okay, moving on. Thank you, Kenny, appreciate it. Moving on, New York City. You know, we can't be here all night, fellas. Okay, New York City Public Advocate's Office. Anyone here from the New York City Comptroller's Office? Okay, moving along. Bronx District Attorney's Office.
Yay.
Trevon, I know you're back there.
Hey, everyone, my name is Trevon Blondette. I'm here at the DA's office, really quick to keep short. So during the summer, I coordinated a lot of parades with our office. Also, we did a court tour with members of the CV7 group. Chad Royer was part of that group as well. Court tours have ongoing, so during the year, reach out to me, and caught up, set up a court tour for you. This month, actually next month, we have a DD5K, starting October 26th at 9:30 to 12:30. We have probably 500 medals to hand out to participants. This second annual 5K. Actually, we're partnering up with the VP's office as well. Also, we're starting a youth summit. I think the date is TBD. When I get that date, I'll send over to this board. They're aware. And then also we have Making Strides Against Breast Cancer happening in Clark City. The date is October 27th near Big Plaza parking lot. Any questions for me? I'm gonna give you my phone number. I'm gonna give you my email. Question. Comment. Okay. It was nice.
Blondette.
You did a wonderful job.
I could blush, I could blush. And see, the flyer is English, both sides, on the table here, and also we have a palm card. So, scan the QR code, all the services, the unit, the bureaus for our office, for your service. DV, U visa, crime, citizen crime, Community Justice Bureau, things like that. So I'm here until the end of the night. Car's back here, flyers here, phone number is 917 946 3438. 917 946 3438. I'll give you my email back.
Thank you, Trevon, appreciate you. Okay, next, we have, do we have anybody from New York State Senator Gustavo Rivera's office? Sari? She's sitting there.
Everyone, today you get two for the price of one. So, I want to quickly give a introduction to Joel. Joined us over the summer as an intern, and he was so good. I just had to hire him, and I know he, faces here, so he's gonna do half the report.
Okay, welcome, Joel.
So this summer, we had our senior health fair, we were at Lehman College, where we held about 200 attendees, dozens of organizations offering resources, raffle prizes, and nursing and band projects. During the summer, we distributed over 2,500 backpacks and supplies throughout the district ahead of this new school year. Senator Rivera had a backpack pop-up events in the community board, especially in CB7 like Park, Grand Concourse on 192nd. We also have newsletters that please sign up. Comes out every week on Fridays. English and Spanish, please stay aware of what's going on tonight.
Another thing I want to add, we have a WhatsApp channel. So we received a lot of feedback from our constituents. They wanted some way to continue that's not involved in email. So we listened to them on the WhatsApp channel and they seem to love it. We don't get to see any of their data. We don't see phone numbers, names, anything. All I see is one more added. So it's so we've been spreading the word in a lot of. The other things I wanted to share were a couple of facts and we recently held a flu shot event in Riverdale, and we'll start making them around each community board. The next one should be in Community Board 6. I'm sorry, guys. But if you are interested in getting your flu shot, please do let us know. We're happy to, coordinate with any location that you might like. The other thing I would be recently held is a Bronx flu scavenger hunt this Saturday. We had a lot of families and children join us. They were excited that they got free tickets to the zoo because they're a little bit pricey nowadays. And they got raffle prices and a little plushie for completing the scavenger hunt. Now, for the topic that you always like to see when talk about, refrigerator path and so far, all of that area, we held a public health and safety fair on September 17th on a Tuesday. Community Board 7 was present, so I want to thank Carla and Stephen, who's out on the side, who joined us. One of the things that I want to provide is our update on what PEP has been doing to find solutions. For the new members, you might have experiences or you might learn a little bit more of what's going on. There's a lot of syringe litter, there's drug use in that area. So it's not easy to find short-term solutions to a long-term that has, right? So one of the things that Senator Rivera has been doing is monthly convenings. They're virtual. Unfortunately, at this time, they are not public. We did held a town about a year and a half ago, 2 years maybe. These convenings include all of the providers that help clean up the area, which is what I've included here a little bit. All of the providers that clean up the area and help connect people to service, right? A couple months ago at 5-2, we had Boom Health join us and talk about what they do. It's not only about exchanging syringes, right? You get a syringe, you give me a used syringe and I give you a clean syringe, but it's also about many of the prevention services we offer, but they're also available not to the general public, right? I know I'm keeping you guys, but I promise very important updates. The other thing we do is that we're troubleshooting short-term solutions. There have been a lot of health bans and other area. So in these two meetings, we talk about education. The upcoming one is gonna be centered around school. It's a lot. It's school year 46, and I think we see 7 held a meeting there in November, October.
Yes.
Which is the highlight syringes and. So it's gonna be centered. The last thing is, and this might be for parks as well, there will be a placement kiosk syringe disposal box near East 192nd and Preston Avenue on the stone wall. So this is for privacy and folks, children don't have access. This has been the only confirmed location at this time in 7 that we're aware of. Or we still have to go back and forth on the location with other elected officials. So if you have feedback, please let us know, or if you would like someone from Parks Department to come in to do a little bit more about the syringes, please let me know. And the last thing is we continue to do our community fires. What Center has been doing like an fee rate, but that's a long-term solution. If I go into but if you have any questions, Joelle and I are here. And I didn't get to introduce myself, Sadi, Director of Communications Center there. That's
Okay, thank you, Sari. For time purposes, if anybody has questions, see Sari, in the back or on the side, because we would like to keep moving on with the agenda. We have a few other, elected official representatives who are here. Okay, moving on. Anyone here from New York State Senator Robert Jackson's office? Anyone here from Assembly Member George Alvarez's office? Anyone here from Assembly Member Jeffrey Dinowitz's office? Anyone here from Assembly Member John Carroll Jr.'s office? Your name? Ayana? Welcome, Ayana.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ayana Armstrong, and I'm with the Office of Assembly Member John Farrow Jr., and I just wanted to share a few events that our office will be having in the months. Tomorrow, September 25th, our office will be hosting a school supply giveaway on Morris Park Avenue and White Plains Road at 2:30 p.m. On Friday, October 18th, we'll be hosting a fall festival from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Allison Playground, and we'll have music, bouncy houses, food, and it's fun. It's free and fun for everybody in the community. On Friday, October 25th, our office will be hosting a Department of Building. This is a time to meet with a member of the DOB and discuss issues like violations, permits, and more. These meetings are by appointment only and slots are filling up fast. Then lastly, on Saturday, October 26th, our office will be hosting our second fall festival from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Laredo Playground. It's another opportunity to come together and enjoy the crisp fall air, and it's free and fun for everyone as well. And I left flyers on the back table for anyone who's interested.
Thank you, Ayana. Okay, moving along, Assembly Member Yudelka Tapias's office. Hi, Franklin. Hi, how are you?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Franklin Mateo, Community Liaison for the Office of the Assembly Member Tapia, and I'm here to highlight the past event that the Assembly Member hosted and also part of the initiative. Last week, the Assembly Member hosted our senior luncheon in which over 300 seniors enjoyed music with food, goodies, raffle tickets, and they were connected to different community resources. That the Assembly Member hosted a panel with experts in all on substance abuse prevention, and a new legislation was discussed to address substance abuse. Along with the panelists, the Assembly Member joined the Senator Natalia Hernandez. Last week, also the Assembly Member, prior to that, the Assembly Member Yudelka Tapia also hosted our annual back to school event, and she distributed over 700 bag and school supplies. Like also highlight few initiatives that the Assembly Member is taking currently. She visited different community partners summer to highlight funding that the assembly members have allocated to them. Among the allocated funding were over $300,000 to community organizations, including food pantries, domestic violence prevention programs, education supports, homeless prevention programs, and other services. The assembly member Giuliana Tapia is also hiring a new director of constituent services. You can find our job description in the site and this. Lastly, we are still working on constituent services. If you know someone who needs assistance with HRA issues, housing internet, housing eviction, please refer them to our office. Our office is located in 2175 C as in Charlie, Jerome Avenue, Bronx, New York, 103. Our telephone number 718-933-6909. Also like to provide our email for constituent services, which is help@judeltapia.com. Once again, our email for constituent services issues, please help@judeltapia. And
Thank you, Franklin. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Councilmember Benina Sanchez's office. Adrian.
Evening, folks. Name is Adrian, here with Councilmember Medina Sanchez's office. Hope you all had a great summer. Hope you all are well rested and ready for this next cycle. So I just wanted to sort of go through our summer highlights. So it was a very eventful summer. We had a bunch of graduations that we were at. We intro 904 and intro 435. So intro 904, the member had alluded to it back in June, but I just wanted to reiterate what that bill entails. So that was the Billingsley Terrace or just share that. So yeah, so intro 904, the Billingsley Terrace Structure Integrity Act. So it was a bill that, you know, of course, or let me just go into some of the key aspects of the bill. So it essentially requires the DOB to point buildings at risk using factors such as building age permit, violation history, relevant complaints, and then additionally, building owners will be required to submit a detailed corrective action plan to address problems. Building owners will also be required to resolve violations, risk escalating penalties. So essentially, again, this was in response to the collapse that happened in late 2023. Very, very tragic situation that we dealt with, and this bill was essentially a response to that, and a response to a lot of other complaints that we received throughout the district. And then another bill that I wanted to touch on that was also passed was entry 435, which is essentially a bill that is expanding access servers. So some key aspects of that bill, requiring health and hygiene to expand the number of sites in the city. Additionally, it ensures use located in those communities, considering the rates of STIs, availability of testing, and abilities, social determinants of health, etc. And one more key aspect, mandates of the city with community-based organizations that communities. So it's another huge win. And then just going into additional bills to look forward to. So this Thursday, the member is actually going to introduce a bill that's looking to reform their third-party transfer program. And for those who don't know, the third-party transfer program, essentially the idea behind it was to rehabilitate buildings that were considered in physical distress. So that's going to be a really huge intro. Folks who are interested in said bill, please give us a call. It's definitely going to be a huge step towards ensuring that not only holding but landlords accountable, but ensuring that folks are living in safe and having buildings. So that's happening this Thursday. A lot more movement about that. Again, please give us a call. questions about that. And then just other updates, someone had mentioned it earlier, but we did have, the street naming for, us last year, so Nicholas, Michi, so thank you to those who stopped by. It's a very beautiful vision, and we did do a street naming him, and then just going into some office resources. Of course, if you have any additional issues, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our number is 7-590-2874. Various phone, email. You'll not see business cards, but again, don't hesitate to reach out to us. It's a lot of movement, and get a lot of money.
Yes, hi, so, I'm being asked, is there another location within the district where someone can register for city ID without having to pay the long one?
So the city ID process is, yeah, I know it's a bit complicated. At the moment, I do not know the location.
Okay.
But what I will say is email me the contact information and reach out to.
Yeah.
Chad, can you
So-
follow up with, Adrian, afterwards, so we can finish up the meeting? So we can follow up. Adrian, I'm definitely gonna take you up on the bill that the, council member is gonna be introducing this week, because it has to do with housing, and we need all that information. So we will be following up with you, and hopefully, the council member can come to the next housing committee meeting and give us a little bit more insight, okay? Thank you very much. Moving on, anyone here from council member Eric Dinowitz's office? Okay, no? And last but not least, Councilmember Oswald Felice's office, George. Hey, come on, George. Come on. I got energy, come on. Come on.
So, you know, the updates, actually, I wanted to congratulate all the people from the new CB7 board members, I also want to thank everybody that came out to all the book bag events that we hosted. Thank you for everybody that came to the book bag event that was hosted in the summer. Also, if you still need somebody to scream at your landlord and call HPD on them, call our office, please. Our office is located at 573 East Fordham Road, entrance to Huffman Street. We're available from 10 to 5, Monday to Thursday, because Fridays are remote, but we'll still pick up your call. Our telephone number is 718-842-8100. Please call 311. Please call 311 and then call our office with your 311 number. Because if you don't, then I don't have nothing to say to HPD. And then when you keep on calling 311, they build up a case on that building, on your landlord. And when you build up a case on that landlord, they get a bigger fine. And I mean, like, a fine that they have to pay like rent to that fine, like, you know, like if you pay $1,100, that's gonna be their fine, because you keep on calling, your whole building calls 311. It's a real serious issue for your landlord, because now you just don't have one person, you have multiple people talking about the same issue. So it is important to call 311 and then refer to your council members. So if you live on Councilmember Oswald Felice's side, District 15, please call our office. Our office is on East Fordham Road and Huffman Street, 573. And our number again is 718-842-8100. Thank you and have a good night.
Okay, with that being said, we're gonna open up the floor to any board member questions, discussions, anything else anybody wants to bring up within the next 2 minutes? Okay, Adrian.
So I know folks have been waiting about Kingsbridge Armory updates, so I was told to share that the EDC will be announcing something in October.
October?
So be on the lookout for that announcement from EDC, so I'll share that.
Thank you very much. We really look forward to that.
Yeah.
Okay, that is one of our biggest projects for our new board members. the Kingsbridge Armory falls within our district, so we have a say-so as a community, as a board. We have a say-so. There were so many workshops together with Councilmember Sanchez, with Councilmember Oswald Feliz, with all the elected officials. We're finally getting something done in that armory, and our voice and everything we want done counts. So please, please, please follow up with us, follow our newsletter, stay posted with us, because that Kingsbridge Armory, I was raised on 196th and Morris Avenue, so I've literally seen the Kingsbridge Armory there all my life. I want to see something done finally within my lifetime. So we all should want to see that come to fruition. So be present for it. Thank you very much. If there's no questions, no comments, I would like a motion to go. All in favor? No, all in favor?
Thank you.
Your